Hi everyone. Today I'd love to take the opportunity to introduce you to one of our tools called the Wheel of Life. So what is the Wheel of Life? The Wheel of Life is a high impact self-reflection activity that allows us to identify where we spend our energy and effort in the various roles throughout our lives. When done really well, it's an opportunity for us to reflect, adjust, and align our key priorities. So how do we set up the Wheel of Life? What you're going to do shortly in your workbooks is you're going to draw your own wheel. And on that wheel, you have a number of spokes that go from the center to the outside. Ideally, this represents every role that you play. So there might be things around your role as a leader within your work. It might be that you're a father, you could be a son, you're a partner, you're a community member. Importantly, what I want you to remember is to put a spoke in for yourself. How am I going leading me? These are all going to form the individual spokes that form the wheel of your life. Once you've drawn each spoke, what I would then like you to do is to consider and rate yourself out of 10 in terms of the level of energy and effort that you apply to each role within your life. Now, critical to remember here, this is not specifically about the amount of time, but more so the energy and effort. I know in some of my previous roles that I may have spent a fair bit of time at work. The level of energy and effort I was putting into it, probably not so high. Once you've drawn that or marked it out of 10 on your spoke, draw a line to connect all the different spokes, and that will start to give you an umbrella and broad view of how you're performing in all your different roles. Now, this Wheel of Life tool is one that I use myself on a regular basis. And one of the pivotal times that really stood out to me was thinking about when I started a new job and just started to begin a family. I found that all of my energy, or the majority of my energy and effort, was going right into my work, but then also into my family. I didn't have a lot of energy or effort for a lot of the other areas within my life. But that was okay at that time because I was conscious of making that choice. That's where my energy and effort was best placed. As I've settled into a new job and as my kids have started to get older, when I did this activity recently, I noticed that as a community person, I wasn't putting a lot of energy and effort in, where I had previously done that in my life. And it was something that I wanted to get back into. So after completing the Wheel of Life and noticing that I had something more to give, I wasn't giving a lot to the community. I then went out and found a volunteering role that I could do within my local community because that's where I wanted to spend some of my energy and effort. Now that we've stepped you through the process of the Wheel of Life, I would encourage you to find some space, free from distractions, to sit down and reflect on your Wheel of Life. Again, importantly, do this with a level of real honesty for yourself, but also don't do it with any judgment. If you give yourself a low score, don't beat yourself up about it. Just see what the information is feeding back to you. And then it's one I would actually encourage to do on a regular, ongoing basis. Every 3 to 6 months, it's a really good opportunity for you to check in and see how your progress is going, and to also understand that you're being very intentional about where you prioritize your energy and effort. Follow the steps in your handbook now. All the best, and look forward to seeing how that helps you develop your personal trademark.